Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I want to start a reading vlog because I have yet to film one. Actually, let me correct myself. I have started filming reading vlogs and then I just am not the best at keeping up with it, but I really do want to see this one through because I'm on a mission. And that mission is to find a 5-star read. So in this vlog, I am going to be reading books that I think could have 5-star potential. I haven't had a 5-star in such a long time. I want to say my last 5-star was Sunrise on the Reaping, if I'm remembering correctly, which I read not long after it came out last year. I've had some in the 4.5-star range, but nothing that's quite given me the 5-star feeling that I am just yearning for right now. So I just woke up not too long ago. I've got my eye patches on and I'm gonna go make myself a coffee. And then I'm going to start a new book because last night I finished Magnolia Parks, which I'm glad I did because it was on my 26 books to read in 2026, but I did not love it the way that I thought I would. But let's go make a coffee. I always make either a matcha or a coffee, but I made a matcha yesterday, so I'm going to make a coffee today, and I want to use one of these pods. This is the Ginseng Delight pod. And they actually gave us a sleeve of this for free because we ordered through the Nespresso app for the first time. So I want to try it. It has notes of honey and caramel, and that just sounds really nice. And I want to add in actual honey and caramel to just make it that much better. I have this local honey and look at how cute this little mini bear is. It is absolutely adorable. I'm gonna put some of this in my espresso cup with some cinnamon, and then I'm gonna brew my coffee on top. Cup of the day is gonna be this little books and coffee cup I got from a small business at a farmer's market near me. She is looking beautiful. I added some caramel around the cup, put my ice in, and then I added the espresso, a little bit of salted caramel syrup, and my milk on top. It is time to reveal the next book I'm gonna start, which is Atmosphere by Taylor Jenkins Reid. I am so excited about this, if you can't tell. I can't even help but smile because the way I am obsessed with space right now needs to be studied. It kind of kicked off with Project Hail Mary, the movie adaptation. I did listen to the audiobook end of last year, and then the movie just came out, and I am so obsessed with it. And then we got to watch the Artemis 2 mission happening in real life, which is absolutely incredible, mind-blowing. I just don't even have words to describe it properly, but I need to keep the good times going when it comes to space. So I say good times, but I do think this book is gonna make me cry. I'm charging Taylor Jenkins Reid for my therapy bills. Because that's what I've seen from a lot of people. And you know when you just feel like you are reading a book at the perfect time in your life, even if it's one that you've owned for a while? I feel that is the case with this, because what better time to read it? I also love this version of the book I ordered it from the UK because I like the cover more than the US cover, but also look at this edge. This is absolutely mind-blowing every single time I look at it. And this is how you do a sprayed edge, in my opinion, with purpose and intentionality. Now I'm going to prep my annotating supplies, which I keep in this little bag, because knowing Taylor Jenkins Reid's writing, I'm going to want to highlight some quotes. I actually have not annotated a Taylor Jenkins Reid book, now that I think about it, because all of her other books that I've read, I have listened to an audio version of. So I am excited to do that with this one though, like I said, because I am in a very space time of my life. What I love to do with my tabs is match them to the book cover. So as you can see, I have my tabs placed next to the colors on the cover where I feel like they match. And this bright blue that's at the top over here is actually because of the sprayed edge. I feel like it matches the brighter blue that's on there, but Otherwise, I feel like these are pretty spot on, even though you're not really going to see the tabs sticking out of the book. Normally, I would have them out a little bit, but I'm going to keep them in the pages for this one because I don't want to ruin the sprayed edge by breaking it up with the tabs. These end papers, absolutely stunning, and this is a signed copy as well. Of course, this dust jacket has got to come off. I'm already emotional because of this dedication. Guys, I already want to cry. I already want to cry and I read one page. I'm just thinking about them. And by them, I mean the Artemis 2 astronauts. What is going on? Is it too soon to say this is going to be a 5-star read? I'm feeling it in my bones. I read one chapter, by the way. Taylor Jenkins Reid's writing is so powerful. A book that makes you feel something and care about the characters this quickly. I'm processing right now. I just did a little bit of very basic makeup because I'm getting ready to go grocery shopping, but I was listening to my audiobook while I got ready and I wanted to share what it is. So it is Broken Country by Claire Leslie Hall. This is a very popular literary fiction book and I actually got the audiobook through Libby. So I am only 20% in, but it is interesting so far. It kind of kicks off with something that captures your attention. There's a mystery aspect to it. And then you also have the like family and relationship dynamics in there as well. So I'm obviously just starting to get all the pieces together. It's jumping between past and present scenes. So we'll see how this goes. I'll probably listen to it a little bit more on my drive to the store and back. I have been reading this book all week, every single chance that I can. I knew I was going to be obsessed from the beginning, as you might have seen from my reaction to the first chapter, but that has not changed, and I am terrified of how this is going to end because I've only seen people crying at the end of this book. My nails are pretty perfectly themed right now. I've got little clouds on them because I painted them for the air show I went to today, where there was in fact NASA planes, and I was thinking of Joan and Vanessa the whole time. To the end yet, but it's not looking good for me. I'm already emotional. Boogers coming out right now. I'm charging Taylor Jenkins Reid for my therapy bills. It's the next day and I did in fact finish Atmosphere by Taylor Jenkins Reid, and it did in fact destroy me. That ending was absolutely diabolical, but there is nothing about this that I did not like, and it is in fact a 5-star read. It's been so long since I found a 5-star read, so I'm feeling great. And the whole point of this vlog was to find a 5-star read, but since I found it so quickly, I'm changing the theme of the vlog to reading 5-star predictions, because the next book I'm starting, actually already started a little bit of, is a 5-star prediction. I've heard so many rave reviews about it. It is The Bright Years by Sarah DeMoff. This is like a general fiction book, and I honestly didn't even read the full synopsis because it's such a short book that I didn't want to spoil too much of it. So I have just started. I'm not really far into it enough to have any thoughts at the moment, but I will keep you updated. One thing I love about reading that I feel like people don't really talk about too often is the experience of seeing something in a book that you saw in a recent book you just read and almost feeling like they're connected in that way, and it's the perfect time of your life to be reading that book, because that's exactly how it makes me feel. I'm like, oh, this reference or this thing was mentioned in the last book I read or one of the recent books I read, and it just makes me feel like that is fate. Like, I am supposed to be reading this book right now. In this book, The Bright Years, I recently read a chapter and they mentioned Joni Mitchell, the singer. And I literally, just before this book, finished Atmosphere by Taylor Jenkins Reid, where Joni Mitchell was mentioned as well. And I just love when those little things connect in a way. And it's happened to me multiple times where I'm like, what are the odds that I read these books in this order and they have these little references that connect them? I just love it. It's been a bit since I gave my last update, but I just have to share more of these little moments since I'm vlogging, that I'm reading a book and something about it just makes me feel like I'm reading the book at the right time of my life, or like is aligning with something that's happening in my life. So I was finishing the Broken Country audiobook in my car the other day, and that one was not a 5-star. And I didn't really think it would be a 5-star. I can kind of usually tell from the beginning of a book, like I at least have some sort of feeling that it's a possibility. And with that one, I really didn't. And I ended up rating it, I think, like 3.5 stars, which is a little bit lower than I thought I would. I was listening to Broken Country the other day in my car, and I was actually on the way to jury duty, and it was like the chapters of the trial happening, which I just thought was kind of crazy because I did in fact get selected to be on the jury for a trial. And right now I am continuing The Bright Years by Sarah DeMoff, and they mention a rocket launch in Florida, and I have been obsessed with space recently, but I just finished Atmosphere right before I started reading this book, which is all about outer space and going to space. And then this also, like, really on the very next page after the rocket launch, talks about Peter Rabbit. And literally yesterday I took a picture of a rabbit that was in my backyard and sent it to my family, and my dad was asking me what his name is, and I said Peter. I just think these things are kind of crazy when they happen. I don't know, guys. Back again, you guessed it, for another weird connection, okay? First, they're going on a flight because Kendi, one of the characters in this book, is a pilot, a private pilot, and my husband is a private pilot. So reading about it is always kind of fun. But more than that, Jet, going with him, is scared, and she asked him about 9/11. 9/11, we were literally talking about, me and the group of other jurors, earlier today. So it's like borderline freaky at this point. I have finished The Bright Years by Sarah DeMoff, and this one was good. A very raw, real, emotional, vulnerable book, but for some reason I felt like the emotional aspects weren't hitting me as much as I thought they would hit me. So I did enjoy, and I really liked the writing. I thought it was very thought-provoking, and I definitely annotated it a lot, if you can see my tabs in there, but definitely not a 5-star read. So I am looking forward to still reading her newest book. I have the ARC for it. It's The Burning Side, and it's actually what I'm planning to read next on my Kindle. So we will see if I like it more than this one. I'm gonna go ahead and end this vlog here because I'm planning to start a different vlog very soon. But thank you for coming on this journey with me of trying to find some 5-star reads. At least I found one, and I'm hoping to do more of this. I love the idea of focusing on the books that I think I'm going to absolutely love. So stay tuned for more. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you guys later.